Alright guys, I know I said I was done with videos for the year, but I just read an article about quite possibly one of the stupidest things I have ever heard in my life. So, we live in a day and age where everything people do needs to be declared as some type of mental disability, mental illness. We can't just say, that person's lazy. That person, they're just an asshole anymore. No. Everything has to be a mental or psychological disability. Now, it's coming into gaming. The World Health Organization in 2018 has a new, what do you want to call, diagnosis for a new mental disorder. That excessive gaming disorder. Excessive gaming disorder. Essentially, if somebody plays video games a lot and in turn doesn't feel the need to go to work all the time, doesn't feel the need to go to school, doesn't feel the need to take care of children, animals, whatever, they have excessive gaming disorder. No. They're fucking lazy. That's what it is. They do not have a medical condition. They are lazy. Now, being somebody who actually suffers from mental illnesses, I have major depressive disorder and severe anxiety. Video games have been my escape. It is no different somebody playing video games as it is people who read books regularly. People who write poetry, who write stories, who paint, draw pictures, go on walks, do photography. By that same standpoint, if somebody who plays video games for a couple hours a day has a mental disease, so do people who read books a couple hours a day. So do people who love photography and bring a camera with them everywhere and will take pictures and set all this stuff up to have their perfect shot. So are people who will even spending an hour or two watching the news every day. Okay, well, they do it every day. They do it a lot. They must have something wrong with them too. No, it is not. I guarantee these people who you want to give this diagnosis to, they know damn well where the pause button is when they're hungry, thirsty, or have to take a shit. I promise you that. They know where the pause button is. But because they choose not to get up when their spouse needs help, their parents need help, their children, their baby, their pets, they choose not to go to work. They choose to skip school. That is just them being stupid, lazy assholes. Not a mental illness. It's straight up plain and simple. When it's something for them, I guarantee they can pause the game and they can turn it off. If they're a 17-year-old boy and their buddy calls them and say, hey, I got a case of beer, I bet you they have no problem turning that game off and going over there and partying. If this is some 30-year-old guy and his buddy says, hey, can I have some help moving? I'll order pizza, get some beer, and give you $50. I bet he has no problem turning his game off and going and helping for an hour. No. They are lazy assholes, which is why they are not turning it off to take care of their life. Exactly it. And my biggest issue with this is that if we say these people have this mental disability because they play video games too much and it gets in the way of them going to work, going to school, then how many people are going to be at the disability offices trying to collect disability for this? Oh, I play video games, I can't work. That's going to be tens of thousands of new people or people that have tried getting on disability for other reasons just because being lazy. If you actually have a disability, I am not talking to you right now. I'm talking to the people that their whole issue is they're lazy. And I know people that have tried getting on disability just because they don't want to work. This is going to be tens of thousands more. Oh, I get to sit at home and play video games all day because the disability office says I have a mental disorder and I get to stay here and do this. Yay! So do we have to start setting these people up the same as we set up people with drug addiction, sex addiction, alcoholism? We have to start building treatment centers for video gamers. We have to set up gamer anonymous meeting places. Because by that same standpoint, these people should be considered addicts. They're addicted to something, and it's video games, and it gets in the way of their personal life. So we're going to have to cut video games away from them, and they are going to have to start going through treatments and meetings. No different whatsoever. Growing up, I'm sure most of you can remember this too. Either you're talking, or you're hearing people talking, or you know Bob? Oh, was he the asshole? Yeah, him. Bob was an asshole. He wasn't suffering from excessive gaming disorder. He was a lazy asshole. I really don't know any Bob, so I'm sorry if your name is Bob and you're watching this. Just little fun fact, point of view, first name popped into my head. It is just getting to a day and age where everything has to be labeled. Nothing is somebody's fault. And we're getting to that day and age where everything has to be micromanaged, minuscule little details have to have some type of reasoning behind them. And that is not how the world works. That's not how life works. That's not how humans work. People are who they are. Whether it's because of how you were raised, how your life was growing up, whether you got that pony when you were 5 years old or not, every little thing affects who we become as adults. If you put your controller in your hand and refuse to pause it when you hear your baby crying, you're a lazy piece of shit. You don't have a mental disorder. You're a lazy asshole. Like I said, I guarantee when you have to go to the bathroom or you're hungry or you're thirsty, you have no problem finding that pause button and taking care of yourself. We need to stop micromanaging every little aspect of everything. This is the dumbest disorder I've ever heard of. And as I said before, people who have excessive gaming disorder, then we need to have excessive reading disorder, extensive cooking disorder, extensive author disorder, extensive photographer disorder, extensive sleeper disorder. If you sleep you sleep for 7-8 hours a night, you've got a medical condition. No. Like I said, it doesn't bug me that they're trying to put this disorder out there. It bugs me that people cannot just be assholes or lazy or stupid anymore. We have to label them with some type of disease for how they are. And that's not okay. That is not how I was raised to think. That is not how most people in my generation were raised to think. And I just think this is one of the dumbest things I've ever read in my life. And like I said, it's going to create so much more work because people are going to go in, they're going to get diagnosed with this so they can start collecting disability, so they can start getting unemployment, so they can start having a reason to not work. Or they can have a job where they go in for 1 hour every 3 days. It's exactly what it is going to come down to, and it is going to give the gaming community a bad name, in my opinion. They're going to think we're all lazy pricks. Anyway, guys, I have rambled on long enough. Thanks for checking the video out. Like I said, everything I said is my personal opinion. If you agree or disagree, make sure to leave it down in the comments. Like the video, hit the subscribe button. I hope everyone had a very happy holiday season. I will see you with a new video on January 1st, 2018. Take it easy, guys.